What up, gang? I'm Elitza, but you can call me Elle, and I guess welcome to my first YouTube video. I never thought I'd be here, but here we are, and today I'm gonna run you through how I made this little pink dress. I hope the light in here is okay, because it is yet another gloomy, cloudy, miserable day in the UK, and we're working whatever we have. I posted this dress on Instagram and YouTube. It got a lot more traction than I thought it would by popular demand. Literally 5 of you guys. Big shout out to you for asking for a tutorial, because you're the reason we're here now. Thank you very much. So I hope you have your crochet hooks and all the stitch markers and all the yarn. Today I'm on the 2-pint Oktoberfest jug filled with water. I'm a hydration queen. I wish I don't drink enough water. Right, so I'm gonna split this video, I think, into 3 parts. The second and the third part is gonna be how I actually make the dress. And then the first part, I think I'm gonna do like a little introduction, get to know each other better, you know? Ease into it. I want to preface this with, I am not going to go through how to do the different stitches. It is just going to be a rough instructional overview. So maybe not the ideal video for a complete beginner, but if you know like a couple basic stitches and techniques about crochet, you'll be more than fine. Let's get into it. Right, so a little bit about me and the, as of right now, 230 people that subscribed to me on YouTube. I appreciate you guys. But yeah, a little bit about me. There was one comment that really made me laugh. And it was someone asking me where my accent is from, because it was really cool. So I'm from Bulgaria, but I've been living in England for, oh god, over 5 years now. That's a long time. Sometimes it hits me. But yeah, I guess it is Bulgarian accent, but I've picked up how to say a lot of things with an English-ish sort of accent. It's just a mishmash of everything. Whoever asked that comment, I hope you see this, and thank you for asking, and thank you for calling my accent rad. Yeah, that actually made my day and made me laugh. The other one was on my blocking short that I posted about blocking this dress, and someone really wanted to see the washing machine. So here's the washing machine. For whoever said it's a bucket, it's not a bucket. Well, it's a glorified bucket, but it plugs in and it lights up. Goes on for 10 minutes and it makes noises. But yeah, basically that's what happens when your washing machine breaks and the landlord doesn't fix it, so you have to improvise. So I think this is a good point for me to stop waffling on about myself, and we can get into the bit that you guys are actually here for. So for the bodice of the dress, so the top part, I was heavily inspired, and by heavily inspired, I mean I exactly followed this tutorial, but it's a tutorial for this corset top from Yichia. I'm hoping I'm pronouncing that remotely correctly. If not, I'm sorry. Beautiful top. She is incredible at explaining things so simply, and it's really easy to follow that tutorial. I would direct you guys to her video. I'll link it down below and everything. Throughout this whole project, you only need single crochet, double crochet, slip stitch, chain, surface crochet, and I think that is it. So yeah, pretty straightforward. If you go into Yechia's video, the stitch she used is the Suzette stitch, which is just a single crochet and a double crochet in the same stitch, after which you skip one and repeat the same thing in the next stitch, so a single crochet and a double crochet in the same stitch. I originally made that top, but instead of using buttons like she did, I made little flowers and I attached them to where the buttons would be, because your girl was a little bit lazy, couldn't be asked to go buy buttons. So I made that top and I actually wore it out. I have photo evidence, I promise. Here it is, hopefully. I was then bored of it and I wanted to change it. What I did was, number one, get rid of the straps. Then what I did was stitch down the middle of the top. So I just stitched it all the way down. So after that, I used surface crochet to go around all the edges, so all the lines. So what I did was just surface crochet along the connection that I did in the middle, along the bottom edge of the cups, the top edge of the cups, on the sides here as well, going up to the top of the cups, as well as up here on the back and down along this entire ribbing on the back, as well as the front, just down here. And at the end, I just made a little flower and just sewed it on right in the middle of where the two cups connect. So how I did the flowers, I used the 3mm hook again, and I start off with a magic ring. Into which I do 5 single crochet. And I'll finish the row by slip stitching into the first single crochet. After which I chain 4. And into that same stitch that we did our slip stitch into, I will yarn over, go through that stitch, and pull up a long loop that is as long as the chain of 4 that we did. And I'll yarn over and pull through only the first 2 loops. So now I have 2 loops on my hook, after which I'll yarn over again. I'll go through that same stitch again, pull through a long loop, yarn over, pull through the first 2 loops. Now I have 3 loops on my hook. And we'll do that again. Yarn through the 2, 4, and now we go once again, pull through the 2 first loops. And now that we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 loops on my hook, I will yarn over, pull through all of these, and then I will chain 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and I will go into the next single crochet that we did into the magic ring, and I will do a slip stitch into that. So that's your first petal, and now you just repeat that for all of the petals. So chain 4, yarn over, go into that stitch, pull a loop, pull through the first 2, yarn over, pull a long loop through the first 2, yarn over, long loop through the first 2, yarn over, pull a long loop through the first 2, and when you have 5, yarn all of the loops, chain 4 again, and slip stitch into the next single crochet. And that's it. So you do it in all of the single crochets, so you should have 5 petals. And what I like to do is leave a tail. So one of the tails is from the magic ring at the beginning, and the other one is from when you finish off and you cut off your yarn when you're done with the flower. What I like to do, because this second tail is going to be at the same place as your tail from the magic ring, I like to pull it with my hook through these stitches. So it will be here, and I like to pull it through these three and through these three stitches here, so it's on the other end. So when I want to attach it to my dress, I can just use these two to tie it on the back, and that's it. So it's just easier. I also made another flower and I added it to the back side. I would have liked it a little bit further down the center, so like further a bit this side, because when I put it on, it sits a little bit too much like on my side, and I wanted it right at the corner of my lower back. I think that's the only thing I would do differently, just move it a couple rows this way. The last thing I did were obviously the straps, because I don't trust it without straps. How I did them, really simple. Attach the yarn at whichever end of the strap you want it to. Doesn't matter front, back. Attach the yarn, chain as much as the length you want it to be. Attach it to the back, go back along the chain with just a slip stitch. So just slip stitches all the way along back the strap. Attach it to the beginning again, done. That is it for the straps. Right, so now onto the big bad boy, that is the skirt. It doesn't look much, but because it's so many rows, it just takes a long time, but it's really easy to do. I first attached the yarn to the back of the surface crochet that's along the bottom here. And if you can see it, I've attached it to the back loop of that. So I attached it on the side. So where it connects to the surface crochet that goes along the side of the cup and the side of the body. So I attached it there. I chained whatever length I thought was best, and after which I just went up and down, up and down, up and down with the Suzette stitch. So I first did the back side of the skirt, so where your bum is. So I first did the back side, and you just go up and down the rows for the entire thing. When I got to the other side, so on the other side of this, I realized I will have to decrease and then increase because of the V shape in the front. So to maintain the same length, I'll have to decrease my stitches here. So what I did was my surface crochet, there was 4 stitches of the surface crochet for each little column here, which is 2 rows of the Suzette stitch. So for each row, so for each of these columns, I would decrease 1 Suzette stitch from my skirt. So it would end up being having to do 1 decrease every 8 rows of the skirt. So that was for one half. For one half I was doing decreases, and then for the other half I was doing the same amount of increases until I got to where I started my foundation chain of the skirt. As for the color changes that I just did them kind of randomly, but I wanted to do this sort of shape on the side. So this is the side where your hip is, and I just wanted to have more white in the front and a little bit more pink in the back, but that's really up to you guys. You can do the whole skirt in the same color, you can do it in different colors or different shapes. To get this sort of ruffled look, I did 2 rows of the skirt in each back loop of the surface crochet. So what I did was, when I would go up a row, at the top I would just slip stitch into the next loop from the surface crochet, and then immediately turn around, no chains, no nothing, one slip stitch into the surface crochet, turn around, and immediately do the suzette stitch into the first stitch of the row. So a single and a double, and then skip one, single and a double in the next stitch, and so on and so on. And that's how you get 2 rows for each loop of the surface crochet. I think just to demonstrate a little bit better what I mean, we're going to pretend that the white part is the surface crochet on the bottom of the bodice, and the pink one is your skirt. So I have one more suzette stitch to do it from the skirt, so I'll do that by doing a single crochet and then a double crochet in the same stitch, after which this is the next back loop from the surface crochet. I'll go into it with a slip stitch, after which I'll turn around and immediately go into this stitch with a single crochet and then a double crochet. And that's it, and you just continue the rows up and down, up and down, up and down. As for the decreases, I will go into the next loop of the surface crochet, do my slip stitch, and after I turn around, I will go into that first stitch, pull up a loop, but instead of doing a single crochet, I will skip one and then go into the next one, pull up another loop, and then pull through all 3 loops, after which I will do my double crochet in that same stitch. And that's how I decrease by 1 suzette stitch. And you just continue into the next one with a normal suzette stitch, and then you continue your rows again, up and down, up and down, up and down. And for the increases, it's the same principle. So after you go with your slip stitch into the next back loop and you turn around, you do as normal 1 suzette stitch in the first loop. So that's 1 suzette stitch, and then I'll just go again into the same stitch with another single crochet and a little double crochet. So you just do 2 suzette stitches in the same stitch, and then you skip one and you move on as normal. And that's it. It's not a difficult project, it's just very time consuming. It's because I used a 3mm hook. The skirt just takes ages. But yeah, I hope that explained how I made it. Any questions, chime in, I'm happy to answer. Also, I think I might have to come up with an intro for these videos. If anyone has ideas, they're more than welcome. Help a girl out. But yeah, again, thank you to the people who asked for this, and you're welcome, hopefully. I hope this was helpful. If you stayed this long, thank you very much. I appreciate you. If you were one of the people asking for a tutorial, thank you very much. I appreciate you. And to everyone who subscribed to my channel, again, thank you. Appreciate you. I guess I'll see you guys later. Deuces.